right, hello, and thank you again for joining us on another edition of Florida Foodie. Today we are talking with a chef who runs a very popular pop-up, not a food truck, a pop-up, bringing street food from Thailand to Central Florida. And we have Dylan Itharong. And you were saying in your family, how do you pronounce the last name?
In Thai it would be Italong.
Italong.
Yeah, but yeah, Itharong is easier for.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Where's the food?
In Thailand right now. I guess.
That's where it is. That's where it is. So, first off, we talked about a popular pop-up. What does that even mean?
So we are not a restaurant, and we're not a food truck. So we show up to, and now it's bars, or bars, restaurants, places, wherever, and we set up a mobile kitchen and we cook there, and we whatever food we have that day is whatever we have, and then it's gone. We are a pop-up, but I liken us to really just any street food vendor in Thailand. It does the same thing. So we say street vendor, pop-up, either one.
So what does your mobile kitchen setup look like? Is it like just like a hot plate? Do you have like a camping grill or like?
No, it varies depending on what we have that week. We have a few induction burners. We keep soups, curries hot wells, just like a restaurant would have. Sometimes we bring out a jet burner for a wok, in which case we'll have a big tent. We try to set up inside as much as we can wherever we are. And then bunch of folding tables, everything goes on that, and then when it's done, we disappear, and then we're gone.
And then you're poof, gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the name of your pop-up? How was it kind of derived, the name?
So we are Bangkok. Bangkok is actually a district in Bangkok. And the name, really, I started this project forever ago, and it was just kind of like a for fun thing. And I was like, I need a name for this thing. And then I went on a family trip to Thailand, and we stayed in Bangkok district. And I was like, oh, that's a good name for it. I stayed at a guest house. I think it's gone now. It's called Bangkok House. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, Bangkok, that's it.
I mean, it's trendy. It's like Bangkok. You're gonna head to Bangkok? Yeah, let's do it.
It's cool. I mean, it
rolls off the tongue.
It sticks. It sounds like Bangkok, but it actually the literal translation means like small village of love. Which I guess doesn't really fit us at all, but you know.
You guys cook with love, right?
Yeah.
There you go. That's how it all ties together.
Like a handful of you, right?
It's a special ingredient, but yeah. So I picked that, and it's stuck ever since, and yeah.
So what type of like dishes are we talking about here? Are we talking full plates? Or are we talking more like small apps?
Well, okay. So that's the big thing for us is we say Bangkok Thai Street Kitchen, and it's Thai street food, and I mean, street food's a buzzword, and you know, you can put street food on something that's not really street food, say the name. But these are actually all dishes that you'd find on the street in Thailand, and we serve them as you'd find them on the street in Thailand. So a lot of the time, it's we have how to say it in Thai, ahan jandiao, so it's like a one plate meal.
Oh, okay.
We go for curries over rice, or things over rice, or like noodle dishes that are meant to be eaten by itself, or we do dishes that are meant to be shared, because in Thailand a lot of things are family style. But yeah, it's not like tapas or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's things you'd find in Thailand, and we'll always suggest like, oh, if you're gonna share this, get some rice with this, or
kind of some filler.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, so you're saying that you guys make it a point to serve it as authentically as, you can, like how you would get it on the street in Thailand. How is that like received by like an American palate, people who might not know what they're getting into?
Okay. So yeah, it was a challenge for us at first, because we didn't know how it was going to be received. So our dishes are by nature spicier than Thai food that you'd find here.
Okay.
If it's a spicy dish, then again, like you go to a Thai restaurant in the States and you can order anything on the menu, Thai, hot, medium. In Thailand, it's not like that, so things come a certain way, and with the exception of noodle dishes, which you can spice or unspice yourself. So we were doing this, and people were very confused at first. They're like, "Oh, why can't I get it this way?" And we're like, "Well, that's not how it is in Thailand." And it was a little difficult.
You want authentic? This is authentic.
We like the first, maybe the. Yeah, one of the first events we did when we started out doing them at Swine and Sons at Winter Park, we put our som tam on the menu, and we used fermented fish sauce in it, and we had that as an option, which is comes from the northeast region of Thailand. And we're like, hey, if you want this, try it, but here's a warning that comes with it. And to ours, like, we only expected to sell like 2 or 3, but our surprise, we had like all these people who weren't Thai who showed up, and we sold out of it so fast. So people are adventurous. I mean, of course, we still get people who are not so open to change or confused. But yeah, it's been cool to see like people be adventurous about it.
It's interesting because sometimes you walk into, let's say, an Italian restaurant and you're like, wait, this isn't pizza. And you're like, well, you're used to Chicago pizza, not, pizza from Naples. So you want to kind of go someplace with an open mind and really try to figure out, what's the authentic.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of work to try to get as authentic as possible. You go to Thailand for, months at a time. You're going tomorrow to Thailand again. So what do you do on these adventures of yours? I mean, how do you really dive in and get to know everything that you can?
I eat nonstop.
That's a tough job.
Nonstop.
Mind you, he looks like he weighs 100 pounds wet, but he eats all the time.
It's no, even my friends in Thailand. When we went up to Chiang Mai last time, and she lived there the past 3 years, and she was like, "You eat like this is a lot of food. Like we need to stop eating." And I'm like, I can't. But I mean, that way I can because. There's so many street food vendors, and there's so many places that make the same dish in Thailand, but everyone does their different way of it. You have like aunties who do it this way, uncles who do it this way. And if you get to try all those options, you can kind of see the things that are the same about a lot of those. So when I come back and make those, it's like, here's what I liked about all those. I'll put those together.
Gotcha.
And we'll do that. And then sometimes I've spent a little bit of time in kitchens in Thailand working for free. So I can see kind of the production methods that go into it. And so I can be like, okay, that's going to work when I go back to the States, and I still do it.
What's an example of that, a type of production?
The big thing for us, we make all of our curry pastes from scratch, which is an old school Thai method. And it's not that common in Thailand, but I did notice that all the best curries and stuff that I was eating in Thailand, or that I do eat in Thailand, is always going to be made from scratch. And I'll always ask, I'm like, hey, do you make this in house, or I'll ask what goes into this. So that's that's something that we're super
homemade.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, homemade as much as we can, because it's always going to taste better. So
yeah. So when we're going there and you're eating at all these different street spots or working in these kitchens, are people receptive to what you're doing, or are they kind of guarded of their recipes and just you'll have to kind of reverse engineer it yourself?
So for the most part, most people are super willing to share. I'm lucky because I'm half Thai, so I think it makes it
they know you're for real.
Yeah, they're like, oh, but a lot of times, I'll tell them that I'm from the States. They're like, "Oh, well, you can't eat this spicy," or something like that. But yeah, for the most part, it's been pretty cool. People are super willing to share. They'll tell me everything. The only time that I was working at this noodle shop that makes a dish called kway chap, which is a pork soup with pig organs and stuff in it like that.
Sounds delicious.
It is delicious, but they would not let me touch anything. They're like, you can watch, you can't touch anything.
Really?
Oh, wow. Yeah, and they were, I mean, she ran a super strict kitchen, and I just kind of stood there for the most part.
Gordon Ramsay type.
Scarier. Scarier and older. But yeah, she was she's in her 70s, and she works there every day, wears flip-flops next to the deep fryer. Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's a tough lady.
Yeah. She was cool. But that's been the only time people weren't super yeah, let me share this with you. So that's been cool.
And you work with some other people. You have kind of a partnership going on too. So who do you work with, and how do they also add to the mix?
So my best friend Cheyenne is my right hand. She has been doing this since the beginning with us. She's been to Thailand with me before. I wish she could come on every trip, like tomorrow. Tomorrow's flying solo. And then my friend Jordan started this with me too. He does it every once in a while now, but I think, yeah, it's all friends, for the most part, and who understands, the goal and like the mission of what we're doing. I'm pretty strict about that. Like, I don't really want to let people in who don't want to try Thai food as I want to give them Thai food, or like give Thai food to Orlando.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
and what would you say, like, is your next step in all this? You're doing pop-ups right now, and you do them. You were saying Swines and Sons, you do. So, I mean, how does that actually work before we get even to your future? It's like, how do you just take over part of their kitchen, or?
Well, we started at Swines and Sons. We haven't done one with them in a minute. They're our best friends. They're still super helpful. Now we're at Red Light every Saturday, Whippoorwill Beer House every Friday. But yeah, when we started doing them, we were doing them at Swine and Sons. Basically, we just took over the kitchen and we utilized their staff too. And then basically the menu changed at 5:00 on every other Wednesday. And then we just, that day, be like, here's how you make this, here's how you're going to put this together. And then that was it.
That's amazing though. I mean, and that they're so willing to kind of do that and kind of switch it up. So
they're super awesome. I mean, actually, we weren't restaurant people before this. So pretty much like I go to Chef Reese or Alexi at Swine and Sons. Like, how do I do this? Like, can you tell me some help? So yeah, it's having good mentors around was a good thing.
Yeah.
So you said you're not a restaurant person. Like, how'd you get into like cooking in general then?
I always liked cooking. I mean, I had family who did restaurant stuff growing up. But
like locally or in Thailand?
Locally here. But I got really into cooking Thai food when I was younger, and then I actually just started doing it. I was working at Whole Foods at the time. I actually started doing these out of my house as a noodle shop. I was like, I'm going to try this. I don't know what I'm doing. And then my friend Lexi over at Swine was like, you should do those legally.
That's important.
Why don't you try it out here? And they take obviously a big step, like a big risk with us, because we could have gone in there and destroyed everything, not knowing what we were doing. But and then now I can keep it together.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, sorry,
go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, all right. I was gonna say, so is this your full-time gig now, or?
Yeah, this is my full-time thing. Also, I don't know if that was the plan, but last year I went to Thailand for 3 months, came back, and I was already doing it at the same time, but I'd quit my job, and I came back. I was like, well, maybe I can do this just full-time all the time now, and now that's what we do. I mean, between the pop-ups, we also do, like, private dinners, like some small-scale catering and stuff, too. So it's able to be my full-time thing, and I couldn't feel more lucky about it. So
it's not work when you go to work and enjoy doing what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, there's some days where it's like, this is so like a normal pop-up day, like a day of an event. Like my day starts at 7 and it ends at like 11:30. But it's like super rewarding. It's the best thing, and it's flexible. I get to go to Thailand every 6 months or so that's fine.
Insert Candace trying to get herself into his suitcase at this point.
yeah
Right. I mean, and what do you want to do next? Like, do you want to open up a restaurant, or is that too boxy for you?
I think because people ask me this all the time, when it feels 100% right, we will do it, but until then this does work for us. And I think it's the pop-up thing is part of the culture. It's part of like the street food culture, and street food is part of Thai culture. So I think that's really cool for us. So we get to bring this whole vibe with us. That's part of the food that you're eating. So
right, you're not eating like escargot on the street. It kind of works together.
Yeah. It's really when the time's right. But for now, this is we want to stay a pop-up.
Yeah.
So I got to be honest with you. I found out about you because I actually just happened to go to Red Light one night when you guys were there, and we were like, okay, this is here. Why not? Yeah. And like, I was just so surprised that, like, especially like the pork rinds that you guys do,
Oh, yeah.
that you could get it so spicy but still have like so much flavor to it. Like it wasn't just hot.
Yeah.
Like how do you manage?
Pork rinds. It sounds so good.
How do I manage the heat, or like how do?
Yeah, like just the balance. I guess is that just like a Thai thing
and
where it's
flavor.
That's the biggest thing about Thai food is balance. I mean, any like old Thai food master will tell you like balance is what Thai food's all about. So yeah, I mean, not all Thai food is hot, but when it is as hot as it can be, I think it needs to still have all these other balance like going on. So it needs like sweet, salty, but yeah, the flavor needs to be there too.
Yeah, and speaking of, I mean, like, what would be your favorite dish that you've served?
My favorite dish that we've served.
Yes.
Oh, that's a really difficult one.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I love.
Oh, you can't say all of them. That's
No,
cheating.
but I love Thai food so much, and you know, not necessarily my Thai food, but I love Thai food as a whole. And since, but our khao soi, which is our most popular dish, is
How do you say it?
khao soi?
Kasoi.
Khao soi, yeah. It's a curry noodle soup from northern Thailand, and it's got these crunchy fried noodles on top. We offer with chicken or beef. Both are deep fried before braising.
Oh, yeah.
So it offers like this really nice fattiness to it. I love that. I love our northern Thai chicken lap that we do. And most people eating Thai food in the States have tried lap, or it's sometimes spelled larb on a menu, which is completely
nuts.
not right. But
Hi, can I have a larb?
yeah,
please?
we still get it, and it's spelled, you know, but I mean,
Yeah, isn't larb Laotian actually?
it's probably originally from Laos, but it's very popular in China. But the thing is about ours, the northern Thai version that we serve, is completely flavored differently than the kind that people are used to, or the kind that's available in Laos. And also the Isan, the northeast region of Thailand, which is lime juice, fish sauce, bright flavors. Northern Thailand, it's made with a dry spice mix, often like animal blood too, so it's like super rich, dense, tastes nothing like the version that people are used to. Mm-hmm. So they'll order it and they'll be like, wow, this is not what I was expecting at all, but it's still delicious. Also super spicy. Actually, the spice mix that we use for that, we buy from Northern Thailand. It also goes onto our pork rinds too.
Oh, yeah.
But we buy it from this lady at Waradot's market in Chiang Mai, and like, the first time I showed up there and I was like, hey, do you have any more of this? She's like, how much do you need? I was like, 10 kilos. She's like, what?
Are you smuggling this?
And I was like, I'm bringing it back to the States. She said, okay, sit down. And, you know, obviously it took a while, but I last time I was up there, I went back and I was like, Sawadee khap, hello. And she like looked up. She was like, oh, you're back. Sit down. She's like, how much do you need? I was like, 10 kilos. She's like, oh, okay.
Did her eyes turn into dollar
she's like,
signs?
she's like, when are you coming back? And I was like, April. She's like, okay.
Okay, we're good. We're
Because I
good.
doubt she ever sells that much to anyone like outside of Thailand. So
How do you bring that back into the States?
put it in my backpack or my
Legally?
and I declare it. I say that it's there. I mean, it's chili powder. It's not like a meat product or anything. Not that I've ever brought those back with me or anything.
No.
either. Last time I came back was during the government shutdown. So just, you know.
There was a lot of limited stuff there.
Yeah. So I just, but yeah, I just, you know, it's chili powder. It's not a meat product, so.
But it's really cool though that you actually, you know, you're helping other people in Thailand, you know, with their businesses too.
It's really awesome.
You're not Amazon priming chili powder.
No. But yeah, I love doing that. It's one of my favorite parts about it. And whenever I can, like, I'll show them like pictures. I'll come back and be like, look, here's what we're doing with this.
Yeah.
Like, what? You know,
What are they wearing in those pictures? Probably what they're thinking.
what's going on? Yeah, it's.
So like, what happens if you like run out of like an ingredient that you get specifically in Thailand, and do you just like
We'll
whatever?
stop serving that.
Just stop serving it,
until we have it again. Because I don't really believe in. For the most part, I don't like to do substitutions because I want it to be the correct flavor. For instance, like we get a lot of requests for something called pad kapao, which is like a basil stir fry.
Pad kapao?
Pad kapao, yeah. It's like the Thai person's hamburger. It's like if they don't know what to eat, that's what you're gonna order. But you know, in the States we have basil chicken. It's made with Thai sweet basil. But in Thailand, it's made with bai kapao, which is where the name comes from, which is a holy basil, and it's like been near impossible for me to find here, so I just don't make it. But people are always like, well, you could make it with sweet basil or regular basil, and stuff. Like, it's not the same.
That's not right. Yeah,
I can't do it that way.
I mean, how does your family feel, seeing you doing what you're doing and kind of bringing the culture from Thailand back here?
Well,
because you're born and raised here.
I was born and raised here. Yeah. My dad is super proud. My mom is not Thai, but she is super proud. My Thai family here is really into it. My Thai family in the States, and this is gonna sound like a bad thing, but it's a good thing. It will never be good enough for them because I'm half American. So but I mean that at least So I'm always, when I'm there, I'm like, here, try this. This is how I make it at home. Like, do this better, and that's always gonna drive me to do it.
Exactly, do it better.
Yeah. And a lot of the, not just my family, but the older Thai generation here has been super receptive and happy about it. So it's cool to have a bunch of older Thai people show up and order our food, and that's been super rewarding, because I think I know at first when we started doing them at Swine, we'd get groups of Thai people in, and they'd be super wary about what was happening.
You see them kind of side-eyeing.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna try this, and then they'd come back. So it was cool.
Are they ever quizzing you, where are you from, what part of Thailand, that kind of thing?
Yeah, they always start speaking to me in Thai. My Thai is very poor, so I'm like, all right, wait a second,
slow it down.
But yeah, it's always a little bit of a thing at first, and then we cook for them, and they're like, okay, cool.
That's awesome. Okay, so if anyone's listening, where can they find you? What's the best way? Do you guys have a way of contacting you via Facebook and Twitter and all that fun stuff?
Yes. So we're gonna be gone all of April, but
yes, you're going to be vacationing.
I'm going to be vacationing, yeah.
Eating your way across Thailand.
I'm actually doing Sri Lanka for a week, too. But
nice.
I've never been. I don't know anything about it, so I'm really excited. But
again, I'm packing myself in your suitcase.
Yeah, go
currently.
for it. Instagram is our biggest way for anything, so you can follow us at Bangkok Rock Thai Street Kitchen.
And how do you spell it?
BANGRAK Thai Street Kitchen.
Okay.
THAI, in case anybody spelled TIE.
TIE.
No, but
if they that's how they spell it, they're not allowed to.
Don't come.
Don't come.
No, but then we will be back at Red Light on Korean every Saturday from 6 to 9 scheduled, but it often sells out by 7:30. Whippoorwill Beer House every Friday. Sometimes these change because we're a small crew, so if we get a request for a private dinner on a Friday or Saturday,
listen, you gotta go where the money goes too.
Yeah, we gotta go.
You're biz.
But that's those are the ways to find us, and we'll come to people's house too. People have asked us before, sure, we'll do it for you.
So if I ask our News 6 boss over here for a little lunch or something like that, would you guys come?
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah.
Deal.
So I have just one last question, and this is just something that always bothers me whenever I go to a Thai restaurant or something like that. I hate mangling the names of dishes.
Oh.
I feel terrible. Is there any simple rules of thumb I can follow when reading that would help me not sound
Can I have the pad Thai?
Yeah. No.
I usually just point.
So the thing that's tough about Thai is it's not. I don't know if this is the right transliterable. It can't. The characters in Thai can't be translated to English, so basically it's all based on sound, how it might sound.
Oh, okay.
But typically PH followed by an A, so Pad Thai is Pad Thai, not Pad Thai. It was, I think, first translated, the first person to Romanize it was from England, I believe, or maybe it was Australia. But the reason larb is spelled that way is because if you say it with a English accent, lap,
lag.
That's how that's the tonal pronunciation of it. But I just point.
Yeah. See, if he can point, we can point. Okay.
I just point. I mean, it's always cool to hear people try and say it. Yeah. So.
It's certainly good news when we have a bunch of people from Thai, or at least Thai people, sitting eating your food. That's how you know it's good. It's when you go to these restaurants and you go to an Italian restaurant, you hear them all speaking Italian, you're like, yes, this is the place to be. So that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, Dylan. Have a safe trip, and we can't wait to find out all the new dishes you're gonna create.
I will say I think the food is, I mean, for my own, I think the food is usually better when I come back in some way. So
it's inspired.
Yeah,
it has an extra passion behind it.
Yeah, I think so. So I'm excited for everyone to try it too. So.
All right, keep us posted.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Dylan.
Thank you for listening to Florida Foodie. We would also like to thank our guest, Dylan Etherong. You can follow his pop-up restaurant, Bang Rock, on social media. On Instagram, you can find it at Bang Rock Thai Street Kitchen, and on Facebook, you can find it at facebook.com/Bang Rock Thai Street Kitchen. Our host is Candace Campos. You can follow her online as well. You can find her on Twitter, just search @CandaceNews6, and on Facebook, search Candace Campos News 6. Also, a big thank you to our technical producers, Derek Mosier and Ryan Hawley. I'm the show's producer, Thomas Bates. You can find videos of all of our podcasts on clickorlando.com/podcasts. And be sure to check out our other podcast, Florida's Fourth Estate. That's hosted by Matt Austin and Ginger Gadsden.